Outlaw Sports is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada, and Rocky Mountain Barbecue, Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best. Hi everybody, welcome to Outlaw Sports. I'm Mike Lonsborough and this is, you need a name tag, you've been gone so long. Hi, I'm Grant, I work at Canadian Tire. You know you're a loser when you're 40 years old and you still have, I'm Buck, on a name card.
I like the Christmas decorations.
Thanks, I put them up a little bit earlier myself.
Nicely done, gets me in the festive mood.
You in the festive mood is always a good thing. Grant, first thing I want to do is talk about the NHL and the lockout, because I want to get your feelings on the Bettman legacy, because here's a guy, I mean, sure, he's done lots as far as the owners are concerned and has built this game up to where it's a multi-billion-dollar asset and league. It's outstanding what they've done that way. But this is a guy, under his watch, have had 3 strikes. And, you know, usually when you look at a situation, you say, all right, I see their side, or I don't see their side. But with both of these sides, I say, are you guys a bunch of friggin' greedy idiots? Because that's all that's coming across. Look at what they've done. They've got perfect marketing with LA winning it, one of your big market teams. Nothing could be better for them. They got a great television deal that they've been dying to get over the decades, and finally that's in place, and yet they are not smart enough to get a deal. Now this week, Bettman says, well, why don't you go in there without Donald Ferrer and myself? 6 players, 6 owners. Don't know how that's going to work. I'd rather be betting money on the owners with their IQs than the players with theirs.
Boy, you got a lot of topics in there. First of all, Gary,
I know I'll never get another chance once you start.
First of all, Gary Bettman. To me, he's the easy target to go up against and say, you're the bad guy. Does he not work for the owners? Does he not work for a guy like Jeremy Jacobs, Murray Edwards, who owns the Calgary Flames? Aren't those the 2 hawks here? Aren't those the 2 guys that are representing the owners saying, this is what we want at all costs, get this done? So to me, to go after Gary Bettman, I tend to agree his track record's not good in labor negotiations. But it's like going after the quarterback all the time, saying he's terrible, he's terrible. Offensive line, offensive coordinator, the schemes, all that kind of stuff. So Mike, I don't know if Bettman should be chastised as much as he is right now. I would like to go after Jeremy Jacobs, owns the Boston Bruins. He is a hawk. He is almost Gary Bettman's boss. Well, I guess he is. He's one of the owners. But to me, Mike, those are the guys. It's the owners. It's the hawk owners that have to be held accountable more than Gary Bettman. Gary Bettman is out there. That's who the average fan responds to and sees. They go after him. He should bear some responsibility, but not all of it.
But you can't clearly say one side is doing good, the other side is evil, can you, on this? Because they both have to swallow their pride a little bit and say, okay, let's get this thing back on track. We both have to take the claws out and move on. The
owners are like your bosses, the guys who own the companies. They gave you to be Calgary's #1 sportscaster many years ago, huge dollars.
Thank you very much.
Now, 2 and 7 at the time says, wait a sec, we're paying these guys way too much. Mike isn't worth it.
Don't believe it.
He doesn't, he's okay, but we got to scale it down a little bit. Now you're saying, what? I got to give up. So to me, Mike, the owners set the parameters at the very beginning and gave up too much. They didn't have control of this huge machine that was getting more powerful. Then it got out of control. They were spending too much. They had weak sisters. They had teams that were doing okay, and then teams were doing very, very well. So to me, it's the owners, Mike. I put all the blame on the owner's side for creating the problem. They gave the players too much. Now they want to take away. Players don't want to give up.
See, Grant, they all cry poor sister here. But who was it that signed the big deals like the Luongo deal, you know, and deals like that, which were insane?
Well, the Islanders, one of the poorest teams, made long-term deals going back to the Yashin days.
Sure, yeah.
So
who's to blame other than that? They have to sign off on it.
Right.
And you can't just sign off on it and then point your finger at somebody else and say, well, we got to be more fiscal responsible. We got to be looking after our game better.
So that's why I give the players a little bit of slack.
Okay.
That yes, you've had it too good. Now all of a sudden somebody wants to take it away. They've had it too good, no question about it. But who created that? And that to me is the owners. Those 10 strong ownership group, like the Rangers, like the Flyers, like the Bruins, Montreal Canadiens, the Leafs, who don't mind spending all that money. It's not working out. Bettman's legacy, though, I have to agree with you right there. He represents an organization that's had labor problems 3 times in the last 18 years. That is uncalled for. And that leads me to believe that if this cannot get solved and a season is lost, that's part of his job, is to make it happen, to get it done. And I think he has to be held accountable for that and maybe even relieved of his job.